Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host Nathan P. Butler, and we take a look now back at 2008 and some Star Wars DVD releases. Sort of the end of an era. In 2011, we're going to wind up seeing the release of Star Wars Blu-rays. And with the release of those Blu-rays, there are changes being made to the different Star Wars films. Not much to the prequels, or at least not much to Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. But changes, nonetheless, made to the series yet again. At this point, though, in 2008, the most recent versions of the films are the DVD releases of them. With the prequels, we had seen a couple releases of each. We'd seen full screen and widescreen of their initial releases, and technically you got those Saga 2-packs that packed in episodes 1 and 2 in one little cardboard container, kind of a flimsy little cardboard thing at that. One of those things that I didn't bother to pick up myself personally. So at this point, basically one version of DVDs of the prequels out there. 2-disc set, nice, no need to mess with the formula, they were successful. For the classic trilogy, several different iterations. We have a 2004 DVD release that had all three films in separate cases, 1 disc each, and a 4th bonus disc with information about each of the 3 films on that 1 bonus disc. In 2005, they re-release it, take out the bonus material disc, just give us the 3 film discs again. 2006, we get the film discs again, this time as individual releases unless you bought that little tin collector set at Best Buy, but there's a bonus disc now to make them each a 2-disc set, and the bonus disc contains an unaltered, in theory, version of each film. So, 3rd time with them on DVD for the main disc, but a first of getting these bonus releases in 2006. That is where we left Star Wars on DVD. Now that we've seen the initial releases of all of them, including the prequels here in our last 3 episodes, it's time to look at where they all kind of end up with these cuts on DVD prior to any Blu-ray edition changes. And that's 2008. The films themselves have reached their 30th anniversary as far as at least A New Hope goes the year before, and as we're seeing the launch of The Clone Wars as a theatrical film and eventually a TV series in 2008, same year, we get 2 matching boxed sets. The first time the prequel trilogy has ever been given a box set at all. The prequel set is this here. We have our red kind of background in the Mustafar background here. Nice image. Got the Vader up top. It says Star Wars Prequel Trilogy. Has the film's name down there at the bottom. Now, I've heard people say that there are widescreen and full screen versions of this one. They are full of it. There is no full screen version of this. There are people who sell these online and claim they are full screen, but these people are morons who can't tell the difference between full screen and widescreen. Because back at one point, they sometimes referred to the full screen as meaning widescreen, so you saw the full picture, so some people got confused, and that has stuck around. Even for people selling these, looking at it saying widescreen, who can't seem to go without calling it full screen. That's what makes them morons, not the fact that they might have gotten confused before, but the fact that they can't frickin' read their own product as they're trying to sell it. Suffice to say, only released as widescreen, and in this case, much smaller than what we've seen before. Got a cool little side thing there, right? With the numbers going down, the sideways logo there. Prequel Trilogy up at the top, names of the films and such down there at the bottom. Inside, slim cases of the 3 films. It's basically the same packaging that we got on the widescreen editions. And I say that because there was that weird thing with the Phantom Menace where the original said every saga has a beginning. So does this one. They didn't change it to just say widescreen. The other ones still just say widescreen up at the top. But a slim case to fit. It's got the name of it, of course, on the side, but a slim case. Same back, same front as what we saw before. Same thing for Attack of the Clones. Same thing as the release in 2002. Same thing for Revenge of the Sith as what we got in 2005. And the discs are the same. Pop them open. It's now just one case with a place to put a disc on either side. Same. And again. Same. And for Revenge of the Sith. Yep. Same. Nothing new, nothing different. Except there's something missing. That's right. Because these are put together side by side, in these slim cases, there's no little hooks on here. there is no little cardboard or whatever you want to call it, little paper insert, the little thicker paper insert in here that you can open up and get information about what the bonus features are, flip over to the back and see what the chapter listing is. None of that. Very bare bones. Very much like with video games a lot of times these days, you get the game in the case, there's no instruction manual a lot of the times these days. Less paper, less clutter, less production cost, slim case. Nice way to have the films, but you don't get a chance to get that little bit of extra information that those other ones contain thanks to those little inserts. Broadly speaking though, a good way to pick up these films if you want something that conserves a lot of space and still has all the material that you had aside from the inserts from those previous releases. At the same time, we also got a box set of classic trilogy DVDs. The third time we've gotten one of these, because remember, technically in 2006, unless you got that Best Buy Collector's Tin, there wasn't a box set in that year of the ones with the bonus discs with the unaltered editions. There was a box set in 04, two of them actually, full screen, widescreen. Box set, full screen and widescreen in 2005. Now we have a box set in 2008. Similar in style, so they match, which is kind of cool. This time we got the numbers running across the bottom, same as before. We got blue this time. I find it interesting this says just Star Wars Trilogy. Not original trilogy, not classic trilogy, just trilogy. As if people know, these are the real films. These are the ones we got to call prequels so you know what the heck you're getting so nobody comes back and shoots anybody. Anyway, we have our blue packaging here. Question becomes somewhat, what's going to be inside this? Because of all the times we've seen these discs repackaged. Good news is that while it doesn't include the bonus disc from 2004, unfortunately, these are a repackage of 2006, which means 2 disc sets, and this means that it not only has the DVD cuts from 2004, it also has the unaltered editions from 06. You slip it open, same packaging, slim cases again. Jedi here. Pop the sucker open, take Return of the Jedi in this case, right? It's that same disc that's been released 4 different times now. This is the 4th of them. Second time that it's had to call itself Disc 1. And we have our bonus disc released for the second time. A repackage of the same discs from 06. Again, no cool insert whatsoever to tell you anything else about it. But if you don't care about inserts, not a big deal. Again, it's a nice way to get the films in a nice compact place, to have them match up with another trilogy set for the prequels. Except, chances are by this point, you probably already owned these, possibly multiple times over. A lot of fans owned the 2004 and 2006 releases because they got all the new stuff and didn't see a purpose to buying the repackaged stuff in 05. Which also meant that many of us didn't buy the repackaged stuff in 08. Not many longtime Star Wars fans who already owned previous versions bought this one for the classics or this one for the prequels. And that, my friends, makes getting these days really, really difficult without spending a ridiculous amount of money. Some of these sets can go for like 50, 60, 70 bucks these days. I've seen some of these go as high as 150 bucks before. Because people want to get those unaltered versions that are only available in 2 ways. 2006 version and 2008. And they want to get the widescreen version, found here or on one of the 2 versions from 2006. If you want to get these though, it's just like what happened in 2005. People already had them in another format or in another packaging scheme, so they didn't buy them. Which means there's less out there on the secondary market, the aftermarket, and you're going to pay a pretty price to be able to get your hands on them. Not surprisingly, these go for a lesser price and are less sought after than these are. But finding a really good condition one, somewhat difficult. Finding one out there that is still sealed, expect to break the bank. You might as well go out and buy a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One for the price you're going to be paying for something like that. But this is the last time we'll see these versions of the films on DVD. Doesn't mean it's the last time we'll see the films themselves on DVD. In 2013, right around the time I'm recording this, there was another release of box sets with DVDs in them. Prequel Trilogy, Classic Trilogy. Is that by this time, Lucas has tinkered with them again in 2011 for the Blu-rays, and it will be the Blu-ray versions scaled down to give us the DVDs on here. The last opportunity you have to pick up the 2004 version of the film on DVD or those unaltered editions on the DVD bonus discs, right here. The last chance to buy the untweaked original DVD releases of the Prequel Trilogy with their 2-disc format with all those bonus features is here. Thankfully, many of us own them from previous releases and don't have to break the bank now. With that, we'll wrap up this episode. Blu-rays are coming next before we move into some of the spin-offs. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the home video viewers.